Greetings, WordPressers. Jackson here. How are you? Welcome to the channel. Nice to have you as always. Got a couple of confessions to make. Well, first up, I don't think it's taken quite as much time to create a video as it has for this particular video in comparison to the length of it, because it certainly isn't a monster. And my second confession is that I've actually always wanted to make a course about WordPress. Probably for about 7 years. I've tested and used and bought pretty much every course LMS plugin there is, and I've also dabbled with a little bit of the SaaS variety, like Circle or something. I've even bought courses about how to build courses and market courses, but still no WordPress course. But do let me know in the comments if you think that's something I should do. I've also studied a lot about making and marketing online courses and online marketing in general, and there's not much I don't know about it, but of course still no course, but never say never. So going back to the marketing side of things for courses, one thing I do know is that an automated sales funnel is an absolute given. If you want to try and encourage people to sign up for your premium course, the sort of thing, it's a free PDF download. They download the PDF, there's an email sequence at the end of it. On the last email, you sell. Now, what's better than that kind of standard giveaway kind of sales funnel is what we call a deadline funnel. That includes a kind of discount. So that last email would include a discount for that premium product that you're wanting to sell to your subscriber to the free PDF. But what's even better than that is that instead of a free PDF, and remember you're selling courses here, is that what you offer as that free giveaway is an actual workshop, a mini masterclass, a webinar, a short but highly impactful, value-packed tutorial that is 100% aligned with your premium product. And at the end of that workshop, right before the end, you slip in the offer. Thanks for watching the workshop. Here's a 20% discount or a money off or whatever it is. And at the same time, a little banner pops up going, here's your offer. The great thing about workshops or webinars and stuff is that you're actually presenting yourself, your teaching style, your vibe. You're creating trust and engagement and connection with the people that you want to actually look to participate in your paid for product. Plus, it's a value-packed, actionable teaching that they're going to walk away feeling great with and knowing that they've gained a huge amount of knowledge. So let's actually talk about what a deadline funnel looks like. And I've got a graphic here. And this is actually an interpretation of something that the fantastic Jacques Hopkins shared on one of his teachings. So go and check out Jacques. He's the online course guy. I've been listening to his podcast for I don't even know how many years. Brilliant podcast. If you're into courses or course marketing or online marketing in general, want to get into it, go and check out Jacques' podcast. Link is, of course, in the description. So this is a 5-day email sequence with different actions that are taken at different times, etc. So we've got different pages and different emails and different videos that make up this deadline funnel. So on day 0, and you see at the top left there, that's the page 1 opt-in. That's when they sign up and they get sent an email with the link to the workshop. Happy days. They take the workshop, and during the workshop at the end, the offer is made for the discount and the link and countdown timer appears. The game's on because the urgency has begun. Now, if they don't buy, because all of this email sequence is automated, if they do buy, the sequence gets stopped. If they don't, then they get the second email on the second day. And that is just a reminder about the workshop. Hey, just in case you missed it, here's the workshop link again. And they get sent back to the workshop page. Then if they still haven't bought, then on day 2, email 3, we send the offer to them and say, hey, just in case you missed it, there was a great offer for you on this workshop. Check it out here. And that then directs them to the offer landing page, which shows, again, a countdown timer plus the discount or the money off or the upsell, whatever it is that's the encouragement to buy, which then it links through to the checkout page. 24 hours go by. If they haven't bought, it's day 3. Email 4 goes out if they haven't bought. And it's a question and answers, FAQs, all the objections they might have. And this is all about encouraging them to help them make the decision whether they want or not. We're not trying to ram it down their throats. We're just helping them make the decision in the allotted time, the countdown, the deadline, do they want to buy or not? Another 24 hours go by. If they haven't bought, then we send the case studies email. Day 4, email 5. This is where we showcase folk that have been through the program, the benefit that they've received from it, and lots of other good vibe feelings. Again, 24 hours goes by. If they haven't bought, then day 5 is the last chance saloon. It's the it ends tonight email, and it's like only 12 hours to go or whatever it is. And it really is an opportunity for them then to make the decision that they want to get involved. They're ready to buy. It's the right time for them or not. It doesn't matter. It's about providing the opportunity to allow them to make that decision themselves. And of course, after day 5, day 6, it's all over. The offer goes away. It never comes back. And that's that. Thanks again, Jacques, for sharing that knowledge with your community. So the question arises, dearest WordPressers, can we do this with just WordPress itself? Because there are SaaS platforms, and famously Deadline Funnels, the actual name of the major player in this area. Yes, you could use that, and many people do, and it is the go-to for it. But it does cost $1,200 a year. And yeah, it does perhaps have a few more bells and whistles. But do you need it? And can you build it in WordPress? And the answer is yes, you can. And for a lot less bucks. And it is with one of my favorite plugins of all time now, which is the mighty FluentCRM. Now, you would have seen a couple of videos on this channel already about that. My overview of the free version of CRM is a great starting point. If you haven't seen that, it might be worth watching that first. Link is up there and in the description. And I did another one which actually incorporates a bit of automation, which is about WooCommerce again, but with how to utilize the amazing abandoned cart function, which is great. But anyway, this is a specific tutorial about creating an evergreen sales funnel of a deadline nature using FluentCRM. So here we go. It is evergreen deadline funnel with just WordPress. All right, so here's our funnel that you saw earlier on, and what we're going to do now is take you through like the genuine front end experience and show you how it all sews together from a user front end perspective. Let's go over to our website, which is Jamie and Annie's health and nutrition site. You know, a bit of a homepage, about and contact, my account. They sell stuff on here. In fact, what they sell is their masterclass, their nutrition masterclass. Feel confident about what you eat. Yeah, I'd quite like to do that. Landing page, a bit of bump. I mean, clearly it's demo landing page. You should put a bit more effort into your landing pages. And yeah, you can buy it now for $3.99. Let's buy it. Great, it's in my cart. I can add my details, put my card deets in, and away we go. But you may also notice that there is also a free workshop. Remember what we were talking about? This is their lead magnet. So rather than shelling out the $3.99, we're going to have a little look at what this has to say. Okay, it's a free online on-demand workshop, 45 minutes, brilliant. And we just have to fill in our deet and away we go. Yeah, I quite fancy some of that. Give it a little try before you buy, a little taste of their vibe and their teaching style and all that sort of stuff. Excellent, I'm in. So let's get Steve in there at test.com. Let's take the workshop. Okay, thanks for signing up for the workshop. Please check your email to the link and other info. Okay, so I'm running local WP here. And of course, it's not sending emails to inboxes because it's running locally. But it does have this MailPit inbox emulator, which allows us to see our emails. And here's our email. Okay, view the workshop. Now, this is email 0. Well, it's email 1 on day 0. Welcome. Brilliant. It's got the link. Excellent. Let's go have a look at what it's saying. So here's the workshop, little YouTube playback. Now, the thing with these lead magnet workshops is at some point during the workshop, you're going to get the offer of the discount on the main product, on the premium masterclass product. And I've done something a little bit clever here. So just keep an eye on what happens. So we get into the workshop and we're running it and all the rest of it. Just stop it there for a second. Now, clearly this would happen at, in the last few minutes of the workshop. But keep an eye on what happens here, because at the point you deliver the offer, we want a link to appear. Check this out. aha, now we've got a link to go and to sign up for our $100 off the masterclass. Isn't that super cool? A little bit of clever JavaScript there that is basically looking at the time here, and it will show the offer when you get to the certain point in time, which is all customizable in the sense of you could say, well, at 35 minutes and 10 seconds, you want to show the offer, because it's important to kind of hide it until that point. So it's not just a massive sales pitch from the get-go. So that's cool. Well, yeah, let's sign me up. So we click it and we get straight into the cart, which is the page 4. So we are following this as it stands. So we've had the welcome, we've taken the workshop, we've seen the offer, and we've gone to the order form, the checkout essentially. And look, it's put our £100 off. We fill in our name and all the rest of it, and away we go. So as we saw on the funnel, these are set at days. It's a 5-day funnel essentially. But because we want to kind of condense this into a tutorial, I've actually made these steps in our automation 1 minute. If we go back to our email client, we see we've got a couple more emails, and you see, okay, day 1, i.e. this email, workshop reminder. Hey, in case you missed the workshop. So great if we want to get a reminder, or we've seen it but we haven't bought it yet, so the automation knows if we bought the product yet. So yeah, we go again, workshop, start watching. I mean, we may well have missed it and we just need a bit of a reminder. There's our 6-second offer comes in. It's a very short sales pitch, by the way, and so on and so forth. Maybe I'm still not quite ready, but I'll go and have another look at it. Guys, it's in my cart again. The 100 is off the price, and it's all about the urgency. 4 days to go. Clearly that would say 3 days to go. And in fact, if I just change the date up here, I'm going to explain how all this works and how it's kind of locked down in very many ways. We do that, run that again. Get to our 6 seconds and our offer comes in. Yeah, is it our 3 days? Because it's all based on the URL parameters. That's all going to be explained when I show you round the back end. And if we look at our mail client now, let's just turn that off. We'll see that we've got more emails. So day 2's been sent. Remember, I'm triggering them every minute. This is just so you can kind of see it all working. That is then our day 2. Offer available. So at this point, it's checking, the automation is checking if they bought it or not, and then just pings out the next email accordingly. Oh, look here, day 4's just come in as well. Hey, we've got something special for you. Just in case you miss it in the workshop, view your offer. Okay, what does the offer look like? Well, it's our offer page. So this is page 3 in our funnel setup. And here we go, page 3, the sales page. So on and so forth. As the emails, the days tick by, you start sending out the next email. So this is the FAQs, the Q&A, the kind of objection questions they might have, and to bring that to the table to help them get over the line, as it were. Our day 3 email. Next up, we get our day 4. Let's have a look at day 4. Again, this is case studies and testimonials. Obviously, a lot more detail needs to go into that. And again, we've got the claim the offer link as well. So that's our day 4, email 5, straight to the sales page. And let's go have a look at that. Clearly, that would now be saying 1 day, 12 hours, etc., etc. The urgency is there. The sign me up, obviously you need a far superior landing sales page than this, but you kind of get the drift. It is very much about urgency, and this offer is going away. And back to our mail, and our very last email comes in on day 5. Hey, your offer's expiring tonight. Again, more urgency. Last chance to get your personal discount. It is personal. There's only one time use code for this. And again, this would be saying more like that. 12 hours to go. Whoops. It's now or never, folks, for your discount. And so they can choose to buy it now with the discount, or maybe they don't and they just decide that's that for them. Now, of course, like I said, if they did buy at any point during here, they wouldn't get all the emails. They wouldn't get, if they went straight for it, they wouldn't get, and remember, it's a day, not a minute. Whenever they buy, it checks and it stops the automation at that point. Of course, it will stop after day 5 automatically. So let's have a look at how all this is sewn together. It's actually quite simple. Now, I will say, to be fair, the countdown timer and the way that the offer expires is shown is not, it's not tricky. And by the way, all the code is in a plugin which you can download for free. Link is in the description. But it's not super tricky. It's just that it does take a little bit of JS and a little bit jiggery pokery. But let me show you how it all sews together. So into our back end, we have got, the setup is I've got Astra as just the health thing going on. CRM Pro, Fluent Forms free version. That's the form that we see on the workshop sign up. That's our opt-in page, page 1. So let's go and have a look at our pages quickly. And if we just do a quick search for page, because I've named them for quickness sake. So we've got our page 1, free on demand opt-in, page 2, the workshop, page 3, the offer, and page 4 is actually just the WooCommerce checkout in this case. And before we dive into the makeup of the pages and all the blocks and stuff will be available in that download for free in the description as well, folks. Let's go and have a look at FluentCRM Pro. Let's get that the automations open in another tab. Let's also get Fluent Forms open here in another tab. And that's our form there, workshop free. That simple form that you saw on the front end, just name and email address. That's all we need in there. Clearly you've got some settings and stuff you'll need to do, like the thank you text and all that jazz. There's no email being sent on here. So it's really super basic form setup. So let's go have a look at these automations. I've got this masterclass funnel going on here with short delays. That's the 1 minute delay here. Let's have a look what it's doing. Now, automations are epic, and I did show you that in a video about abandoned cart as well. That link is up there for you. So let's have a look how this works. So with every automation, you've got to start with a trigger, and this is our trigger. It's the workshop free form that we just saw. So when that's fired, we grab the data from that and map that to the CRM fields. Got a couple more settings. As soon as we've got that, we are going to create a coupon code courtesy of Fluent CRM Pro. There's our discount 100, and our restrictions is that it's that product, the masterclass, and its usage is only 1, and it expires after 5 days. That's our 5-day funnel. Now keep an eye on this here. That's the dynamic code that we can use in the email. Right, let's have a look what happens next. So next we're going to apply a tag. That means we're tagging someone as having signed up for the workshop. Whether they've been through it or not, or through the funnel, we'll always know that they have signed up for that workshop. Allows us to target them later on. And of course, next we immediately send that welcome email. And here it is, day 0, email 1. Here's the workshop info, just some general stuff. But the clever bit is, even though I say it myself, is the link. So do you remember the code? So we've got the link to the workshop. That's the general link there. Now if we go and just try that link on the front end, let's try that. You'll see that, sorry, that link is not valid because there's some other jiggery pokery going on with some of the shortcode stuff, which I'll show you in just a sec. That means for this page to render, you've got to have a URL parameter of code and a URL parameter of date. Now the code is that WooCommerce code. Remember we saw that a little bit further up. And the date is one of these special dynamic tags, and you can kind of get to them if you check out their documentation here. Other general codes, you see you've got all sorts of stuff, admin email, blah, blah, blah. Here's a dynamic one when you could put in today's date +2. So that gives us the date when the offer runs out, and that's what the countdown timer triggers on. All very groovy stuff. So it sends that welcome email, then it waits a day, well, a minute in this case, waits a day. Then it does a condition, and conditions allow us to say all sorts of things. I mean, you can see the sort of thing that, does it. There's all sorts of ways you can use conditions, activities, last email clicked, that kind of thing. And we've got WooCommerce, so we can say, did they purchase a product? And so we've said, have they purchased Nutrition Masterclass? If they have, well, we're going to apply a tag, the through the workshop tag, and we're going to apply the list client, and we're going to end the funnel there. Our work here, our job is done. Brilliant. If not, we skip through and we go on to the next stage. We send them that second reminder, same link as the first one for the workshop in case you missed it. Then we wait another day. Have they purchased? Yeah, well, apply those tags and end the funnel. If not, skip through again. And then we go to email number 3, the offers available. And you can kind of see how all this relates to our funnel diagram here. And then so on and so forth. We wait another day. Have they purchased? Yes, apply and end. Email 4 goes out, Q&A on day 3. We wait another day. Have they purchased? So on and so forth till we get right to the end. And just as a bonus, which is actually not on this funnel diagram, is that once it comes to the end, we apply a tag to say, because the coupons run out at this point, we apply a tag through the workshop to both. And obviously, if they bought it, you do the usual stuff. We apply the tag did not buy, so we know that they went through the workshop and did not buy. Then we're going to wait 90 days. Now, this is another top tip from Jacques Hopkins. He calls it his relaunch magic. And in his video, and I'll link to it, in his podcast, he says he's increased general turnover by 26% by doing this little extra funnel hack, which is you wait 90 days and then you check again, because at this point they may have just bought it anyway and gone, oh damn, I missed the discount, what have you. But then you create a new coupon and you send them another email going, hey, are you still thinking about the masterclass? And then you can create exactly the same sort of funnel within this automation. Or you could actually tag them as, relauncher or something, and have that trigger another funnel, or even this funnel again. You see, I mean, it's just bonkers. Anyway, that's the funnels. Let's go have a look at those pages then to see what's making up our 4 different pages: the opt-in, the workshop, and the sales page. So let's get to page 1, open that in a new tab. So a very simple thing, the blurb for the landing page and that form, the Fluent Form ID as a shortcode in there. Very straightforward stuff. Page 2 is a little bit more interesting. Let's have a look at page 2 now. So nothing much going on there apart from a couple of shortcodes and a little bit of a headline. If we go look at that at the front end, let's workshop. So we've got this. This is obviously triggered at the 6 seconds and is showing our expiration. So not a lot going on here. So let's look at what this is doing. It's basically this shortcode YouTube offer where you've got to put the video ID in and the show out. Remember I said you can control whatever that is. I mean, I've actually got it in a synced pattern. So you put your video ID in and your start at. So you've got to obviously get your timing right. So when you say on the video, oh, and by the way, thanks for watching the workshop, here's a special offer for you for limited time. And that's at that point, that's when you put the second count in there. And of course, this section here shows, which is rather groovy. And these two have the 2 short codes for the countdown timer. And I'll show you just briefly what they look like in a little bit. And the dynamic checkout button, which is basically putting your product ID in, and that takes them straight to cart, puts it in your cart, applies the coupon code, and it gives them their £100 off, assuming that the coupon code's still valid, that is. And that's pretty much it. We've got our pages, we've got our emails, we've got our automation, and it's all running automatically, hands-free, like magic. Amazing stuff. Let's just, for argument's sake, have a look at a bit of this code. And by the way, this is a free download. And I've actually made it a plugin rather than here's the code. So you can just plumb it in and have a play. So basically, we've got the PHP functions. There's a bit of stuff to load, the CSS and JS and stuff. But most of it is shortcodes. So let's start with this checkout button. And what this does, it looks for the coupon code that's in that URL. Do you remember that? There's our code right there, and the date code right there. So all that is being used dynamically to create the button link and the countdown timer. Very cool. And that's also for the same code that does the countdown timer here and the button there. And then we've got general function. That's just fixes a possible issue that may arise with automatically adding a coupon using the URL parameter it just needs to be there. Right, countdown timer, very, very cool. There's your attributes. It gets the parameter for the date in the URL and then does some checks, and if it isn't there or it's not formatted, then you'll get a redirect to a sorry, that link is not valid. In actual fact, obviously we need 5 pages, so that you'll need to create your own sorry, that link is not valid page. Sets a couple of variables and renders a bit of the HTML for the actual countdown. Sets another ton of variables, well, const in this instance. Does another check to see if the date is not in the past, and if so, it goes to our error page. Does the maths on the days and the minutes and seconds, etc., and then shows you the countdown. Lovely. Then my favorite, of course, is the showing the offer text block at exactly the point you want to do that. And this essentially just sets up the attributes, a little bit of responsive styling for the iframe, renders the iPlayer, and it goes and gets the YouTube iframe API. Now, I did look at doing it with the just straight block embed or whatever, but I've decided to go this way because it makes it transferable between any page builder or anything in case there's any weirdness about it. And I think manipulating iframes is better when you're using the iframe API, apparently. Run some scripts. Basically, it's saying, get my show at param, i.e. the seconds that you want it to show. It's waiting for that second box to tick over to our designated amount of seconds, and then it will show your offer section. And I just threw in a little bit of animation so the window will scroll to it just in case they don't see it. Super groovy. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the code. That is our funnel, our Evergreen funnel with just WordPress. Link is in the description to download that plugin along with the blocks and pages that make up that demonstration. And definitely get stuck in the comments, like, subscribe, all that jazz. FluentCRM Pro, my affiliate link is in the description. Please use it. It helps the channel a lot. And if you want some more CRM action, here's a vid for you right there. But until next time, I shall see you later.